Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace and today is Monday, October 11th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting because that is what I love to do all day, every day. If you'd like to follow me on any of my various social medias, I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so please go follow me over on there. I have lots of finished objects in recent days and weeks, and also test knits, and also just random things that I get up to. So if you want to keep up to date on that, go follow me over on there. I also have show notes, links to things that I will be talking about. Hopefully will be in the show notes. That will be on my blog. The link to that will be down below if you are on YouTube, or if you're on my blog, everything is already there. I also work at a yarn shop. It is called Pearly Girls. It is in Spring, Texas, and we now sell online, so that's very exciting, and all the various things, social media, website will be all the places, so if you want to check us out either in person or online, we would love that, or you can follow us on social media. I have things to talk about, and we will just get into the episode. You know, feels like it's one of those days, and that's okay. That is just the way of life. If you like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, something to craft upon, an animal to snuggle, laundry to fold, maybe you're baking something, you're preparing a meal, you're on your lunch break, I don't know. Whatever you are doing, maybe it is helping you pass the time, doing something that you're not a fan of, or maybe you're just relaxing and you do all of those things, none of those things, whatever brings you joy, and come back and join me for some crafty chat. So, we have fun things to talk about, everybody. The mystery knit along is going on. That's the big thing, and that's mainly the reason why I don't have a ton of other knitting to show you, and that is okay, because that was exactly what I was expecting to happen. Very quickly, the sweater that I'm wearing is the Snettroning sweater by Isabel Kramer. It was a test knit that I did for her earlier this year. End of last year? I don't even remember. I don't know, but I used Suburban Stitcher in the Happy Accident colorway for my main color, and then I used a light pink from Stranded Dye Works, and I held it together with a mohair. And it is a little bit cooler today, and that is really wonderful, and we're just going to take advantage of the slight coolness and wear a sweater. So here we are. That is what I'm wearing. I have some other things to show you. I also have some thoughts because, you know, once we start something big, our minds never stop. Could apply to anything, but specifically in regards to crafting, even more specifically knitting. What was I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, I know. I have some yarn. We all have yarn. I have some mini skeins that I've been meaning to use. I just have not gotten around to actually starting the project that I had in mind for it. And then I decided that I wanted to change that. I didn't want to do that anymore, which is totally fine. We love a good inspirational moment. And so I want to talk about that. I almost cast it on last night very randomly. I was like, I figured out what I wanted to do, and I was like, I could just cast this on right now. Let's just do that. And then I was like, wait, what are you talking about? You have the mystery knit along to do right now. Like, and all these other things that are going on, and like advent calendars will be coming soon, and that is a whole thing, and we have to be prepared for that, and that's gonna be a lot of knitting, and very happy knitting though, so that is very wonderful. So I do have some projects to show you all, And I have 2 that are not super, I honestly don't remember how much progress, if any, if I've made on this project. So we'll just go ahead and talk about it. I apologize, but you know, it is what it is. I've been working on the mystery knit along. And what else was I working on? I mean, I had to have been working on something. What was I working on? I think I was just working on my diamond jumper. And maybe this. I could be wrong. Anyway, so this is a test knit. This will be my last test knit. I don't know. Fingers crossed. Who knows? I don't really care. I don't know. For the year, maybe not. It is called the Holiday Doodle Cowl, and I believe it's the revised version. There's currently a Holiday Doodle Cowl out right now by Jamie of Pacific something designs. Let me look that up very quickly. But I do know her name is Jamie. Pacific Knit Company. That is what her designing name is. And she has this holiday one. She has an autumnal one. And like I said, there's currently a holiday doodle pattern available. It's just that she has added more doodles to the pattern. And so that is very exciting. And I get to test that. And this is what I have so far. I really don't remember where I was last time I showed this to you. I could have put a progress keeper, but I forgot. And so that is okay. We're just gonna keep on going. And we could pretend like I had gotten a lot done, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. And that's okay, you know, life happens. Anyway, this is a Colorwork cowl. This is a very long cowl that you knit as a tube. So we have all of our lovely floats in here, and you don't have technically you don't have to weave in your ends. I will be attaching these ends. I'm removing this provisional cast on and attaching the 2 ends once I am done. And so you have these colorwork charts, and then you have this section here that looks very small, but once I'm done with my colorwork section of doodles, I will be knitting this just green whatever for a while, and then so it's kind of like half this green part, half colorwork doodles, and it's super fun. Don't take my not having worked on this as an example of me not enjoying this project. I definitely am. It's just that I had a lot going on this week, or this past week I should say, and also the mystery knit along. So this is needing to be worked on. I worked on a lot of this while watching Midnight Mass on Netflix, and goodness gracious, that is such an intense show, but it was very good, and it was very intense, and there's a lot of things that if you have problems with, I would highly recommend looking into what those triggers might be, but it was very, I feel like entertaining is not the right word, but it was a good series to watch. We enjoyed watching it because I'm just going to keep holding this up because we have the holiday vibes while we're also talking about the spookiness of October. Sam and I's tradition is that during October, as many people do, we watch more spooky things. We partake in spooky audiobooks, books, all that kind of stuff. Half Bake Harvest, who I really am a huge fan of. She has some autumnal spooky themed cocktails, which is really fun because Sam likes to make cocktails, so I get to benefit from that, which is very wonderful. And so Midnight Mass was like one of our first things that we watched, and we watched that like within a couple days. It was kind of intense, but again, very good. We love Ghost Adventures. We love BuzzFeed Unsolved. They, BuzzFeed and Solve, the two guys that did that, Shane and Ryan have created their own channel, and they have their own various series that, like Are You Scared, that is quite entertaining as well. That adds a little bit more comedy in it, so if you want like a break, it's not intensely spooky, scary stuff. You do have the entertainment of two guys like just having a good old time. Anyway, so I was working on this during watching Midnight Mass, and it made it go very quickly. And yes, this is a scrappy cowl. I have no real rhyme or reason with how I have knit this up so far. I don't really intend on having a rhyme or reason with this. All I know is that I just have a color palette that I like in this bag, my Coffee Knit Sleep Repeat bag, and I'm just gonna keep on going however I feel inspired, or yeah, just inspired to colors to use, little doodles to do. I'm very excited. So this is very wonderful. We continue making progress. I will make more progress on this coming week. I do have some holiday progress keepers. I really need to pull them out. I did pull out a stitch marker from Hand Stitch Life. I do apologize for my nails. They are quite unkept, but that's okay. But I like it. It's a little Christmas light, and I have green ones and red ones as well, in addition to these yellow ones. And I think they're very festive. Because we all love the holiday season. Have I started listening to Christmas music yet? Not quite, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there, and we talk about this every year, I feel like, or I talk about this. I feel like we have a discussion, you know. I'm one of those people that I will listen to holiday music before Thanksgiving. It's not that I don't care about Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. I'm very excited about Thanksgiving this year. We get to go and celebrate it with my parents who live in Colorado. And I'm hoping for snow. And I get to see their new pets because they have a little kitten and they have a little puppy. And I'm so excited. So it's not that I don't care about Thanksgiving. I do love Thanksgiving. I love all the foods that surround Thanksgiving. But I really love, like, music is a big part of my daily life. And I know there's Thanksgiving music out there, maybe? I don't know. I'm just not very familiar with it. But I love holiday Christmas music. Like, that is some of the stuff that brings me the most joy, and so I will listen to it. I will start listening to it as early as I can. Last year was very early. I think I was listening to it just right before Halloween, and I haven't felt that urge this year. But we'll see. There's still weeks left in October. It's only the 11th, which is also crazy because, like, how are we already halfway through October? What? So that's fun. And yes, I don't know how we got on that tangent, but we did, and here we are. So let's move on to my next project. I worked on this quite a bit, I feel like. This is my diamond jumper by Ann Venzel. I'm using Cascade Eco Wool in the taupe colorway. And I made quite a bit of progress. I'm still pretty far from dividing for the sleeves, unfortunately. It's just that these rows are so long. Are we, like, can we even, like, this texture, we love the texture. It is so amazing. It's so squishy, and I will wear it at Thanksgiving with my parents. I will. We set goals and we get them done. Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. So yeah, I feel like, I actually don't remember if I remember to move that. I don't think I did. So that's actually 2 weeks progress. We're going to move this down because I'm pretty sure I was right here. Which is still quite a bit considering everything that has gone on. I got all that done. The rows are very long and it's a lot of patterning to keep track of. And though it's not like super intense, it still takes time, and those cable rows, which don't happen all the time, they do happen and they do take a long time because we have a long row and then we have a cable row on top of that, and I'm not cabling with a cable needle, so that does help. I don't know. It is 100% worth it though. Don't hear me saying that I am not happy with the work that I'm putting into the sweater, because I am so happy. This is so squishy. I love this yarn. I love all the sweaters and things that I have knit out of this yarn. It is one of my favorite go-tos. It's also a good price point for the yardage that you get. Lots of color options. It's just good all around. It is top down. Obviously, as you can see, we've got a turtleneck. This is optional. You don't have to do this. I have seen people make them both ways. And we have our twisted rib dividing our sleeves and body sections, which I think is very, very cool looking. I just want to be done with it. And it's not because I'm not enjoying the knitting of it. I really do enjoy it. It's also because it's on a big needle, so it's pretty instant gratification. Like, I can knit 2 or 3 rows and have made quite a bit of progress, and I can see that. But also, I just really want to wear this thing. Like, I need this in my wardrobe now. I don't have the weather at all for it. Like, I have no need for a heavy woolly sweater right now. I barely have need for a lightweight woolly sweater. Although I did wear my woolen honey at work on Saturday and I loved it so much. It was such a good sweater. It still is. It's it's not like it's gone. I had a wonderful time wearing it. It wasn't too hot. I was expecting to be warmer than I was, and I got sweaty, but didn't get as sweaty as I thought I did, or I would have. So we'll consider that a win. And it was just a super comfortable sweater. So I could definitely see myself making another one of those, but not anytime soon necessarily. But I would highly recommend the Woolen Honey pattern by Andrea Mowry. And I would highly recommend this pattern if you are looking for a little bit of a different pattern, a little bit of a challenge. It's not super challenging, but it's definitely like you got to keep track of things. And you want a bulky sweater, do this. And Vencel also has just a lot of really cute sweaters in general. Like, I kind of want to knit all of them in my spare time, which I don't have. So this is exciting. We are now going to move this progress keeper. I always want to call them project keepers, and they are not that. They're progress keepers. We're moving it so we don't make the same mistake. Before I move it, this is another one of my favorites from Hand Stitched Life. She also did that little Christmas light bulb. I love a good pizza. We'll have pizza any day of the week, any meal. I love it so much. Okay, we have now moved this so it is going to give an accurate reading for next week's episode. Boop. Very randomly, and this is not going to be a worry anytime soon necessarily, but I'm going to figure out my time off for the holidays in regards to the podcast, and I'm just taking a break. I might take a week off sometime in October. I honestly don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, that will be happening usually, if you're new to the podcast, usually after a certain point in either December or the end of November. I just take the rest of the year off, which is really awesome, and make those adjustments accordingly. But I don't know. I don't know why I decided to talk about that now, but I did, and now you are aware. It will be happening at some point. I just don't know when. And it will become clear when it happens. So I will let everyone know. Also, we're going to save the Mr. Knit-Along thing for last, I think. Because I have editing that I do with that. So I am a big fan of Little Bitty Delights. You may know this. You may not know this if you are new. I love Little Bitty Delights. And that's not what I wanted. She did a collaboration with, that's not what I wanted. I want to, we're gonna have to get to it a different way. That's okay. Little Bitty Delights did a collaboration with a yarn dyer recently, and I can't remember the name of the yarn dyer, so I'm looking that up right now. It was in collaboration with Molly of Molly Klein Designs on Instagram, and she is a yarn dyer, and I know I could have looked at this little card, whoopies, but I wanted to make sure I got her Instagram handle correct. I believe her yarn brand name is called Sweet Tea Yarns, and so she is Molly Klein Design on Etsy. So, the theme to this little club, we got one skein of yarn and a progress keeper from Little Bitty Delights, was Wishing for Rhinebeck. Rhinebeck is getting ready to happen. We're all wishing that we were there, and it's just a nice little thing. And I was like, I love this. I loved the last time that I got a little collab that Amanda did with Big Sky Yarn Company, which I'm actually going to talk about those mini skeins, and she did the little Yoda donut, and so I was like, I don't know about, I have not seen much yarn from Molly Klein Designs, but I know that I will like the Progress Keeper, so I'm excited to try a new yarn dyer. I think this is really awesome, and we love a good Progress Keeper. So anyway, this is the Wishing for Rhinebeck. It is on her Sweet Sock base, which is 75/25 superwash merino nylon. It is 460 yards, and this is what it is, which I think is very beautiful. It's a little outside my comfort zone, but I mean, I didn't know what it was going to look like, so I'm very excited to put this into something or make something with it. I'm not sure, but I really love it. It's also kind of Christmassy a little bit with the red and the green, but it's also very autumnal, and I do like that quite a bit. So that is the skein of yarn, and then we have our little Progress Keeper, which comes in these cute little boxes. And I put another one of hers in here because I had it available and I couldn't put it away at the time. So I don't know what the best way is to show this to you. It is a little bitty thing, hence Little Bitty Delights. It is basically like a apple cider mug thing, and it's got a straw, and you can see there's fruit on the inside. Like, that's a lemon. There's a straw. I'm pretty sure there's an apple in there somewhere. Yes, there's an apple. Oops, that did not work. There's an apple. Boop. Hopefully you can see that. And then we've got cute little stuff on the top, like the straw, and it's just so cute. I I didn't know what was coming, and I am so excited. I love it so much. So that is very fun. That was a fun package for me to get this week. It was a long week, and those kinds of things are always nice and a little pick-me-up. So that is really wonderful. I hope to put that yarn into something or make something with it sometime soon, because like I said, it is autumnal. It is perfect. I just need to find something to do with it, which with all the patterns that keep coming out, that will not be a problem at all. Moving forward, thinking of projects that I want to do in the future. This is very random, but just go with me here. So, like I just mentioned a moment ago, I also got a collab that Little Bitty Delights did with Big Sky Yarn Company. I don't remember when I did that. At some point this year. I'm pretty sure it was in the summer sometime, maybe. I don't know. They did a collaboration, and there was a Baby Yoda or a Yoda donut progress keeper, and Cassie at Big Sky Yarn Company did a mini skein set based on The Mandalorian. And we all love The Mandalorian, we all love Baby Yoda or Grogu, we all love that. And so I was like, I love Cassie's yarns, I love these progress keepers, I love Grogu. I am not like super strongly attached to The Mandalorian himself, but I do love the show. I do enjoy the show. I enjoy the show watching it with Sam, all that stuff, and so I bought it. I've had this for a while. I was intending actually to make a Cozy Classic Raglan Light by Jessame, I think, and I had planned it out for it to be stripey. I thought it would be super awesome, and I may do that with other mini skeins in the future, but I have actually changed my mind. I have very randomly decided to make a Vertices Unite by Stephen West with these mini skeins. And yes, it is possible. There is a large and small size, and apparently, I was not aware of this, but apparently, some people, I'm not sure who, but someone up at Espace Tricot has done a in-between size, and basically you change the numbers ever so slightly, so you have an in-between size between the small and the large. Yes, I think I explained that many ways, many times. Hopefully it made sense. But I don't know. I really like that idea. I think it would be super fun. I also just love all these colors together. I would like to see them play together. And I did look at the yardage. It should be fine. I have 8 mini skeins. Each mini skein is 96 yards. And so that gives me around 700 and something. I think it was 40 something. I don't remember. I can't do that math in my head. That's not who I am. So I did a lot of Ravelry filtering and searching and just kind of trying to think outside the box, and remembered Vertices Unite, and here we are. So I think this is going to be super fun. I may cast this on. I have no idea. This may be my Thanksgiving cast on. I think that would be super fun. Again, I don't know. I really don't know. I may cast this on before Thanksgiving so I can have more progress on it for when I travel to see my parents, or we travel to see my parents. But I really like... all these colors go well together. Like, there's not a color that doesn't go well together. Again, I'm just saying the same thing over and over again in different ways. I said it was one of those days, and surely enough it is. So, I love these colors. I think they are beautiful. And it's also cool that it has a fun theme. I love it so much. So yeah, I don't know when that's gonna happen, but I just wanted to share with you all my updated plans, because I was feeling very inspired for some reason. I don't know why. I think I had the Sunday scaries last night, and I was like, I just want to do something that I can't start right now, but maybe I will, I don't know. I also like that I fit all these mini skeins in this little bag. So yeah, you know, crazier things have happened. I may cast this on. I don't know. I don't know. So that is what I have planned. And then of course, like we always have all the plans that I have written out in a little notebook somewhere, because earlier this year I went through all the yarn that I had that was I had for something in particular, and I wrote that down and I had it all planned, and then I did rearranging. So if I didn't want to do that project, I found a new project to do or to use that yarn for. It was very well organized. Like, if I do say so myself, I did a very good job. And so I have that list. I have all that yarn. I have new yarn that is coming. I have new yarn that has come recently. I also obviously work at a yarn shop, so yarn is very readily available to me. Also, like these Colorwork sweaters, these yoke sweaters, I keep seeing ones that I want to make, and they keep popping up on my Instagram feed, and I don't have the time. I don't have the time, but they're so beautiful, and it's like, I know I have the stash yarn. I know I could make this work. I don't know. I think here's an idea. Let's plan this out, because we love a good plan. Planning makes me feel better about myself. Or not about myself, but it just makes me feel like I have more control. Yes, I like planning things out. I like being organized. It doesn't always happen, but I do try. Anyway, so I think I should, mystery knit along aside, that's still happening. That is still a joyful thing. I think that I should cast something on after I finish the holiday doodle cowl, because that is due sometime this month, and I would like to get it done before the due date. And so potentially I could look at my little notebook, or I could do my Vertices Unite, my Star Wars Vertices Unite, Mandalorian, or something. I just want to I like to do something new, and I feel so silly saying this, having literally just cast on the Mystery Knit Along, the thing of all things that I should be distracted by. Like, I am for some reason wanting to cast something new on, and I think that's okay. You know, that's a sign that there's no problem. There's nothing wrong with me casting something on. There's nothing preventing me from casting it on. It's me just trying to logically explain to myself why I shouldn't. And there's no real good reason. So maybe I should just go ahead and do it. There we go. I've explained to myself, basically I've talked myself into casting something new on. Who cares? Not I. It is okay. I don't feel like the idea of casting something on doesn't make me very anxious, so I feel like that's another sign that it's okay and a good thing to cast something new on. But I think it should definitely happen after the test knit gets done, because if I cast something new on and I have the Mystery Knit Along, nothing is getting done. Nothing. So the focuses will be the test knit, the Mystery Knit Along, and just continuing to make progress on my diamond jumper. and then this new cast on. Whatever it may be. I'm so excited. And yeah, I may also throw, this is very random, but I may also throw in some extra stash colors that I think go nicely with that color palette into the Vertices Unite, just to make sure I have enough yardage. I think I should. I don't see why I wouldn't have enough yardage. Because I am planning on either doing the small or making the adjustments and doing the medium. So, yeah. Excuse me. I apologize. But, like, I know either way, it's going to be a very decently sized shawl. It's not going to be like a small shawl. No. Because that's not what I want. Sometimes I want that, but I don't want that right now. Or with this project in mind. Anyway, that's my ramblings. Rantings and ramblings. My eye is itchy. So, now, the time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax and cabbages and kings, and why the sea is boiling hot, and what my mystery knit-along looks like. That was funny. Was it really funny? I don't know. That wasn't particularly funny. I quote that poem quite a bit, and if you've been around for a long time, you've heard that quite a bit. So I do apologize that I say that frequently, but I mean, every time I hear the phrase, the time has come, like that, clearly the next line is the walrus said, right? It's just the way things are. Anyway, so I'm going to show you my clue one of the West Knits Shawlography Mystery Knit Along of 2021. This is super exciting. We love it. I love it. I love seeing people's so far. Usually when clues come out, I try very hard to avoid spoilers until I have at least gotten a good bit into the clue myself. And I did good this year. Did a very good job, especially with clue 1. So if you do not want to be spoiled, I completely understand, or also if you just don't want to hear me talking about it, because also if you're not interested or whatever, completely understand, that is fine. But if you don't want to be spoiled, look away. We'll have some editing magic now, but if you don't want to see it, look away, look away, look away. Mute it, skip forward, I don't know, do whatever you need to do, because I'm going to show mine. And I'm quite happy with how mine is turning out. Oop, where are my needles? Ta-da! Here is section 1 and 2 and the beginning of section 3. So in clue 1, we have 4 sections. How many sections we have per clue, it varies from year to year. It really just depends on the pattern. All we know is that we will have 4 clues. The amount of sections within each clue is just unknown. So this is what I have, and I am quite happy with it. I think this looks quite amazing. If I do say so with myself, I did a good job picking my colors. So we have all these little short row wedges, and we have all this stuff, and we have an I-cord edge, and then we have picked up along the I-cord edge on the bottom, and we're just going to keep on moving forward. We have slip stitches, we have I-cord twirly things that I have no idea how we're doing them, but that does not matter because I will get to it when I get to it. At this time in recording this, I still have a significant amount of time to get clue 1 done, and I feel like I can definitely do that very easily. While also working on my holiday doodle and making space on my needles for a new cast on, whatever that may be. I am just so excited with how my colors have turned out. I know that it's hard to see with the light behind me, but if I am in front of it, I feel like that is very cool. So if I understand correctly, this could be completely wrong because we have no idea what is going on. I'm pretty sure that this is the top, and we're making some form. Currently it's a semicircular shawl. Currently. That may change next week or this coming Friday. I have no idea. We have no clue. But the way that I knit it, this is how it looks. So, but just know that this is the top where this little pink thing is. What are my yarns, you may be asking, and I will tell you. So, someone is like knocking or hammering on something somewhere. It is very loud. The ABC and all that kind of stuff doesn't really matter. Everyone's is different. But this pink is Suburban Stitcher Quinceañera. The purple is Suburban Stitcher Eggplant. This gray on the inside, which we can see I have messed up, but that's okay. You know what? It happens. I do that at least once or twice in all my mystery knit-alongs, which I do have a story after I tell you my yarns I completely forgot. This gray is Madeline Tosh Molite in the kitten colorway. Then we have this orangey variegated, semi-variegated color, which is skein yarn in the something rust colorway, something rust. And then we have this even brighter orange, which I just love so much, especially with how it looks with the purple. And this is Madeline Tosh BFL Light, and it is in the saffron colorway. I have thrown in other little bits and pieces into my bag because we love a good pop of color. I did throw in this neon mohair. It may find its way in here. I don't know. I think it could work. I have Heathered Handmade, some mohair in here, her Toasted Marshmallow colorway. Boop. Love it. So I may just continue to throw things in there as well. So, people, I do this at least once every mystery knit along, besides making these little mistakes that I just leave in and it looks a little wonky. If you look closely, someone is hammering on something. I don't know what is going on, but I have no idea. Ah, the apartment life. Anyway, so I knit basically the entirety of section 2. All of this, all of it, and realized I had done it wrong and had to rip it out and redo it. So when one could say, wow, I thought you might be farther along because you probably were working on this the entirety of the weekend, probably not working on anything else. You would have guessed that you would have been done with the clue or farther along. And I would also agree with you. I would say, yes, indeed, I had planned on being much farther along. But the only problem was that I had to knit section 2 twice. Thankfully, knitting it twice definitely went faster. That was a nice thing. So I actually, what's also very funny is that I had another silly mistake that I had made. And I've made another one over here that I have just noticed, but that's okay. It really doesn't matter. I had made a silly mistake the first time I had done it, and it was even more apparent than the ones that I have now. And again, I was like, I'm just gonna leave it. Really doesn't matter. It's gonna be fine. And then I realized I had to rip it out, and was like, well, I guess I'm gonna fix that one mistake that I made. And I did. And it's gone to be replaced with 2 other very small mistakes. And that's okay, you know, it just adds character. It is uniquely mine. And in the grand scheme of things, it's okay. I also love the back side of it too. Like, can we, even with these colors, like, what? This is beautiful. I don't know how things are going to turn out, but I am very impressed. I also kind of think this reminds me of stained glass a little bit, kind of like how you have in stained glass, you have the panes and like the black lines and all that kind of stuff of the window being held together. And I feel like that reminds me of this a little bit, because you have these dark purple framing colors, or the framing lines, and then if you pull it out, then you can see all these colors, and it's just beautiful. I just think it's stunning. You know? How's your clue one going? Have you finished it yet? There's no pressure to finish it. Also, let's have a daily reminder. This is a daily reminder, weekly reminder. There is no pressure to finish this shawl in 1 month if you don't want to. There's no pressure. The only one who is putting that on you is you. You don't have to do that. You may see other people getting their clues done within 6 hours of the clue being released, and you're like, I can't do this. What am I doing? There's just too much to be done. I am overwhelmed. Your knitting pace is your knitting pace, and that is all that matters, just as long as you are having a good time. If you need to set it aside because it's frustrating, or if it's just too much, that's okay. Those clues will be there. Your project will be there. That is fine. There is no rush. We are all having a good time. I have to remind myself of this quite frequently when during Mystery Knit Along month, because I just see so many beautiful versions on Instagram. I hear of people finishing these clues like super quickly after the clues get released, and it's like, how in the world do you have this time? Like, are you a knitting machine? Like, I don't understand. I physically can't do that. And that's okay, because like, my knitting speed is my knitting speed. The way I knit is the way I knit, and it's different from yours. And that's okay. And that's the beauty of knitting. Everyone's different. Everyone has what works for them. There's no pressure. It's okay to not get things done on time when it comes to the Mystery Knit Along. There's no deadline. There's no pressure. There's no rush. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm telling you, I'm also telling myself. It's a reminder that if I don't get things done by Friday, when the next clue comes, it's okay. The world will not fall apart because I didn't finish clue 1 by Friday. Or clue 2, or clue 3, or even cast off by the end of the month. Like, if there's an I-cord bind off, that's gonna take a couple days, probably. If it's the entire bottom. I mean, I have no idea what it's gonna be, but there's probably going to be a long cast off, and if it's an I-cord bind off, that's going to take forever. And it's okay if you set that aside to do it later at a later time. It doesn't mean you failed. There is no failing. If you tried and if you've had fun, that's all that matters. Okay. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Those are my feelings about the Mystery Knit Along and keeping up with the clues and knitting, because like, also just acknowledge the fact, if you're doing the Mystery Knit Along, let's acknowledge the fact. I'm getting very passionate about this and I'm out of breath. Acknowledge the fact that you are creating this beautiful work of art, and we can't rush art. Like, regardless of how quickly you knit this thing up, whether it's super fast, whether it's not super fast, it is uniquely yours, your knitting speed. You are still creating this beautiful thing. And that is something to be so proud of. Right? Right. So don't get bogged down by seeing other people being done. Don't get bogged down. Don't see my progress and be like, I'm not where she is. That is not what this is about. Unless you have created a competition with a friend, this is not a competition. I'm not here for the competition. This is not what this is about for me. And maybe that is for you, and that's awesome, but also not everyone's about that. And that's okay, because we're all different. We're all different. We all have different knitting goals. Yes. I just wanted to remind you, remind myself, mainly remind myself, but hopefully I was encouraging to you as well. There's no pressure. It's okay. The world will go on if you don't get it done by Friday. It'll be okay. But other than that, I have not really knit on anything. We've just got a lot of stuff going on that's not knitting related, and I'm just tired. Which also, again, is a very legitimate reason for not having Clue 1 done yet, or even by Friday. We will see. We will see. But that's all the knitting that I have. I may have a new cast on for you all next week. I have no idea. We will see. At least progress on the things, you know? At least progress. That is all that I have for you all. I have talked about all the things that I can talk about without pulling out all my other projects and all that kind of stuff, which maybe that would be fun at some point to do before the end of the year. Maybe. I'll have to think about that. That might be fun. Anyway, so thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk of a Mystery Knit Along TED Talk, I should say. I feel passionately about that, if you couldn't tell. And hopefully that was encouraging to you. I hope that you have had a wonderful weekend and you continue to have a wonderful week. If you have crafty plans, whether they are Mystery Knit Along related or not, I hope that they are successful. Maybe are you working on your gift knitting already? I've already got 2 gifts knit because they were test knits. Look at me go. That was so wonderful. That was a great idea of me. I was very proud of myself for deciding to do that. But that's not what it's a whole other discussion. I would like to make progress on my Mystery Knit Along, whatever that may be. Whatever that may be. I would like to make progress on my holiday doodle cowl. I would also like to make progress on my diamond jumper. I'd like to pull out another languishing whip from my pile and work on that potentially. And then also I would like to think about what I want to cast on and decide when I want to cast it on, because who knows? I don't know. I don't know. There's just constant stuff going on in my head. I'm just constantly thinking about knitting stuff, and Instagram doesn't help. Though sometimes it can be very inspirational and very helpful. But sometimes it's very distracting. And I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. I have all the social medias, all the show notes, all the yarn store information, all the various places. If you have any questions, I forget to include anything, or if you just want to say hello, please feel free to send me a message. I would love to say hi. I am so thankful for each and every one of you who come back every week and hang out with me, whether you leave a comment or not, you like the video, you follow me on Instagram, any of those things. It does mean so much, and I really appreciate it. Happy mystery knit-alonging if you are doing so. If you are living vicariously through others, enjoy that. If you are knitting another Stephen West shawl, enjoy that as well. Whatever you're working on, enjoy it. I hope it brings you joy. That is the most important thing. Thank you for being here. You are wonderful. You are enough. I'm getting a spam call. I think it's time to go. So with that, I will see you all next week. Bye.